something that we really want to do with the nonprofit, we essentially want to create kind of like a one-stop shop with a lot of services, including medical, mental health, education, and resources. So part of that is community development. And like I was saying before, for me, community development is being able to bring a lot of people that might not otherwise get the opportunity to get to know each other. You know, social media is great at connecting a lot of us, but sometimes it's really hard to just reach out to someone because they won't always respond to your message. They'll leave it all seen. Or sometimes you just associate yourself with people that are in the same field or industry that you're in. But we believe that if we create these events, which is hopefully the first of many, in which we can bring people from many different backgrounds, industries or fields, people can actually come and form relationships and maybe collaborate in ways that maybe they didn't see possible before, just by messaging each other on social media.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Film Goals podcast. Today I'm with the one and only Ileana Castillo. So she has an interesting story. You were a nurse first,
Yes.
and then you got into nonprofit business, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
So I met you through my buddy David, who's been here on the podcast twice now. But you're holding a networking event next week on Thursday, and I thought it was really cool. Like, you're bringing a bunch of different people in the community together. So I wanted to have you on and kind of talk about it. So let's kind of start from the beginning. Like, what made you start the nonprofit? And because you were a nurse first, so maybe like start with that.
So yes, I'm still a registered nurse. I went into this field because I wanted to help people, like everyone that goes into the medical field. But I never felt like I was actually helping people by being a nurse, and giving back has always been really important to me. Last year, I met a really good friend of mine. Her name is Jasmine. She's my co-founder and co-partner in all of this. And one of her goals was to start a nonprofit. So this is how this all came about. This is how we created H.N.H, because both of us are really passionate about being able to help people, not take advantage of people, be able to give back, and be able to give people the resources and tools that they need to actually prosper in life, if that makes sense. But that's how H&H, our nonprofit, came about.
Okay. And then how did that transition from nursing to that happen? Like, was it just because you wanted to help people, or like, because you're still a nurse, and talk about what you do now?
Well, I'm still a nurse, but I'm a school nurse. I left
Okay.
the hospital because it was just not for me. It's not for everyone. And a lot of nurses don't work in the hospital. There's a lot of settings that you can go into as a nurse. So I'm still doing that. But as I was working in the community, because it's a community-based job, you start realizing all the needs that the community still has that you might think are non-existent anymore. All the education that parents still need, all the mental health support that parents and children still need. So you start seeing all those gaps that start from home and that you see at school, with a lot of behavioral issues and mental health issues, and academic issues as well. So that's how, again, the whole idea came about how do we give people from young, not just as adults, the resources and the education they actually need to be where they want to be when they get older, or at any point in their lives.
Okay, that's awesome. And what goes into creating a nonprofit?
A lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, I am more on the creative side. Jasmine is, I call her the big brain. She kind of does all the behind the scenes work, which is a lot. It's a lot of work and things that people don't get to see. But yeah, I think that would be a question for Jasmine. She handles all of the more logistics of it. I'm more of like the community outreach. Like, I love talking to people. I love forming relationships. And if you go through our Instagram, we're doing this thing where we spotlight different small business owners, just to give them a platform to show off their work, people that might not have a big following. So that's more of my side of the nonprofit. I do more of the creative stuff, reach out to people, make connections. And yeah.
What kind of creative stuff do you do?
Well, I make videos. I don't know if you've seen them. Yeah, but I'll make videos. So like, I'll go and record people's work, what they do throughout the day and stuff like that. I don't make like professional videos, but if you like go and check on my Instagram, not that it's a big account, but I like to make videos with like quotes here and there.
Okay.
I just have a creative side of me that it's not super out there, but it's there, and I like to make
That's
things
cool.
here
Well, this
and
is a
there.
creative podcast, so I'm
Yeah.
glad that I brought the creative person in here.
Yeah. Yeah, you got
That's
the
cool.
right person.
That's cool. So, talk a little bit about like this event that you're hosting next Thursday.
Yeah. So something that we really want to do with the nonprofit, we essentially want to create kind of like a one-stop shop with a lot of services, including medical, mental health. Jasmine is huge on mental health. She is working on her psychology major, and education and resources. So part of that is community developments. And like I was saying before, for me, community development is being able to bring a lot of people that might not otherwise get the opportunity to get to know each other. You know, social media is great at connecting a lot of us, but sometimes it's really hard to just reach out to someone because they won't always respond to your message. They'll leave it all seen. Or sometimes you just associate yourself with people that are in the same field or industry that you're in. But we believe that if we create these events, which is hopefully the first of many, in which we can bring people from many different backgrounds, industries or fields, people can actually come and form relationships and maybe collaborate in ways in that maybe they didn't see possible before, just by messaging each other on social media. And also, we're going to be having some local performers, which we're really, really, really excited about. We met Lluvia through you and David, through your films. So I think that's one example of how not just networking. I know a lot of people say, oh, networking, it's really important, but it is. But it's just having these events where you have people that do different things than you and can give you different resources and connect you with different people, it's really powerful.
I think that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I thought it was important to have you here because networking is important for filmmakers, and it's cool to see it come to life. Like Yuvia is gonna be performing for the very first time at your event.
Yeah.
So talk about like what made you wanna like talk to her and have her perform.
Yeah, well, I just liked her energy, and I met her through your film. I had not never met her in person, but just her energy through your films, and then you guys played her music video, her song, her voice. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it would be perfect." And she's, from, I don't know if she's from Las Vegas, but she's here, and we would love to give her some type of platform to show off her talent. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome.
And we want to be able to continue to do that in future events with other people.
So you're saying you bring a lot of different aspects of the community together, like from like who is your nonprofit like helping? Who are you reaching out to? And like how are you bringing, like, other than the networking events, like what, I guess my question is like what is the purpose for the nonprofit? Like who is it gonna help? Who are the people that you guys are reaching out to?
Honestly, everyone, anyone and everyone.
So you don't have like a target
We don't
audience,
have
right?
like a target audience, but I do think young people, like high school students, early 20s, are going to be a big focus or target audience, just because we don't feel like we're giving the resources throughout high school or our education system to make the decisions that are so important in our life, when it comes to education or business or finances. And then we live in an age now with, again, social media is great, but you have a lot of people that take advantage of young people, especially when they're still trying to decide what to do with their lives. So we want to be able to have resources, not just with business and entrepreneurship, but have people from different fields to be able to direct young people and help them decide if it is something they want to do, and go to college and spend the money or get loans or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
Yeah.
I was just talking to someone this weekend. I think they were from LA, and they were talking about education, and education in Nevada. It's like the worst education system ever,
Yeah, it
and it's
is.
been happening since I was in high school. So,
It's
and are you like originally from Vegas or?
I'm originally from Mexico, but I've lived here my whole life.
Okay.
So I went
You went
I
to high
went to
school
school
here?
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I went since elementary school. I've been here.
Okay.
But yeah, and then that goes kind of back to community development, because I mean, it's not just me, but it's research shows that if you support local business, the business stays in the city. So like if we support our local entrepreneurs or business owners or professionals here in Las Vegas, that economy stays here in Las Vegas and it helps Las Vegas prosper. It can help our education system, our healthcare system, our mental health, our finances, or even our job opportunities moving forward.
So talk a little bit about the actual event. Where's it gonna be at, and what goes into putting it together?
Oh my God, it has been really hard putting an event together. I am not a planner. If you ask any of my friends or my family, I don't plan things. I just go
You're
along with
creative.
things. Yeah, but yeah, now I'm planning, and it has been kind of stressful, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be on next week, Thursday the 29th, from 6 to 9:30 p.m. Like I said, we're gonna have hopefully a lot of people from different industries, different backgrounds. So people can socialize. We're gonna have music. We're gonna have a local DJ. We're gonna have Lluvia, and she's gonna be bringing in another performer, as
Soto.
well,
Yeah.
Soto as well. Yeah, really amazing people. So it's really just it's gonna be a time for people to come and have fun. I don't want to use the word networking because it's like everyone uses the word networking and it's great, but it's like come socialize, come actually meet people, come make relationships that you don't know what they can turn into in the future. And you don't know how you'll be able to collaborate with people, even if they work on something completely different than you. You only figure that out by talking and getting to know each other.
Well, where's it gonna be at?
Oh, Mothership Coffee, downtown Fergusons.
Downtown Ferguson. Yeah, that place is cool.
It is.
So yeah, what I know you said it's a lot of work and planning, but what goes into it? Who did you have to reach out to? Was that your first place that you wanted to host it at, or
No, we actually had to change venues. And
okay?
you know, that's another thing that you don't realize as someone who's never planned an event is like sometimes venues don't reply to you. And you're like, oh my God, like, don't you want the business? Don't you want this? Don't you want that? No, sometimes venues don't always reply to you. But I lived in the downtown area and I love Mothership Coffee. I love downtown Ferguson's and I thought it was perfect because I've seen people perform there before. But a lot of reaching out, making connections, so that you can have performers, so that you can have people show up. It's really a relationship business. It really is.
So you say you're a school nurse. Like, how do you find time to, like, kind of do your full time job and then start creating this nonprofit with your partners?
You know, I think this is coming from a very sleepy girl. I like to sleep. I like to rest.
Same though.
But I
I like
think,
my naps.
yeah, me too. I need my naps. I take lots of naps. But I think when you really want something to work, when you feel really passionate about something, and this is probably really cliche, you just find the time. You just do it. And honestly, you're just on your phone the whole time working on it. Even when you're at work. You know how it is. It just happens. It doesn't even feel like work. It just happens. You find the time, you do it.
You're doing these spotlights, you said, on like local businesses and local people. What made you want to do that, and like talk a little bit about that?
We kind of, like I said before, we want to, even though we might not have the platform that we want to have one day, we don't want to wait until we have a platform to do something. You know how people say like, oh, I want to have all this before I'm able to give back. And we're not like that. We're just like, we don't care if we don't have a platform. We don't care if we don't have like a ton of followers. If we're not completely set up, let's just start doing it. Let's just start making videos. We met a guy, and if you go through our videos, he was our first spotlight video. I think we have like 4 or 5. But he has an amazing story of how he overcame drug addiction and alcoholism, and now he has a herbal supplement store, and he helps get people get through addiction in a natural way, so without the use of medication, because people that are going through treatment, they get narcotics or another type of medication in order to get through that addiction, which it's not really fixing the problem. It's just more medication at the end of the day. So he helps people do it in a natural way. And we met him, we talked to him, and he needed kind of like traffic. He was like, I need people to support my store. I'm not making money. I don't want to close it down and all this. And we made a video of him, and that's kind of how it started. Like, hey, let's just give people some type of platform. Let's make them videos. Let's show people what other people are doing to support their business and their mission and what they're doing. That's how it kind of started.
That's cool. Yeah, I saw you had
Yeah.
our boy David on one of
Yeah,
them.
that was really popular. You know, David. That one was the most popular one. Yeah, but if you're a small business or a small creator, whatever it is, you can always reach out to us and we'll make a video.
So for your event, do you have sponsors? Do you have like other people that are helping you?
Yeah, we do have sponsors. We have people. We have a lot of people that have been helping, and we'll probably put them out on our website and like social media
Okay.
later on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have people that have helped a lot.
Okay.
David, we keep going back to David, but David being one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you reach out to sponsors? Like, how did you try to find sponsors?
Messaging. No, seriously, just messaging on social media. And Jasmine, her background is business. She is really young, but she knows a lot about business. She's in real estate.
Oh, okay.
So that's how we got some of our sponsors as well, because she has a lot of business connections.
Mm-hmm.
So we were able to get sponsors through that as well. But we also do a lot of just messaging through Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if we don't know them. Most of the times I don't respond, but that doesn't stop us.
That's good.
We
Yeah,
keep-
there you
we
go.
keep
You gotta
messaging.
keep hustling,
Yeah.
grinding. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
No, I just hope that people can make it to the event. We would be really happy. The more people, the better. We're going to have a great performer, Yuvia. It's going to be her first performance. So we're super excited about that. So if you don't want to come support us, come support Yuvia. She's great. She's amazing.
You're gonna have a bar. You're gonna have.
Yeah, so it's
Food,
gonna be
everything?
Mothership. There is, well, they're gonna have their full menu. We're gonna have pastries. Like I said, we'll have music. So yeah, and it's family friendly. So if you guys want to bring kids, that's
For
okay
real?
too. Yeah,
And what time is it at?
6 to 9:30
Oh, okay.
on a Thursday.
So it's early.
Yeah, yeah, it's early.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually met Palmira. She's one of your partners.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and her daughter is an actress.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I was
She's
like,
doing
oh,
modern
that's
school
cool.
and acting. Yeah.
So we got to talk a little bit, but I didn't have to talk. Like, we didn't talk that much, but she told me about that. So
Yeah.
I didn't know she was part of your thing until I saw your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's cool. All right. Well, yeah. See you guys at the event on Thursday. Actually, I was gonna ask you, for like creatives and filmmakers, like, why is it important for them to maybe go out to these kind of events? Like, how
To
would that
meet
help
people.
them?
To meet people. Again, that's how I actually David. He's a creative, right?
Mm-hmm.
I met him at the most randomest networking event.
Oh, okay.
It was in downtown Summerlin. So totally unrelated to what I do, totally unrelated to what he does, but we were both there.
Oh,
So my
okay.
point is, you never know who you're gonna meet at
Well,
these
there
type
you go.
of events and who
Yeah.
you can collaborate with.
Yeah, and it's not a networking event; it's a fun.
It's a fun
event.
socializing event.
All
I
right.
just feel like people think of the word networking like negative, like it's not all about networking, you know?
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's Ileana. I'm gonna leave all the info below, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Peace.